I personally like Buster Beach, but I understand why people would be afraid of it. We just don't have as much of a brass problem typically, as you see here with the Lollipop facing off against the Twin Tail. Both players will be readying up, and let's see what we've got on the docket here. We've got Roaster and Popper facing off against Chilla and Chakram. Chakram is just an exceptional arm. Has a long, honestly pretty entertaining history in this competitive scene. A few players might remember that Chakram is the arm that got nerfed every patch. Every single patch, there was a nerf to Chakram except for, like, I think one. I can actually, I'll double check while we're kind of going on with this game, but it got nerfed constantly, all the time, and despite the efforts from the developers to balance the thing, it always remained meta just because of how constantly dominant it can be in corner pressure situations like this. You're seeing like how effective it can be right now as MrTable is just like locking Prince into this situation. Prince is doing a great job, but it's not great enough because the Chakram is just the Chakram. Second round will be starting with MrTable getting knocked into the Hot Pocket, or at least Prince attempting to do so. He is managing to apply a solid amount, but Table's actually the one on top of things and is continuing to push to pressure and trying to fear. Out comes a nice 320 damage rush. Out comes a counter rush from Prince, pushing Table into the Hot Pocket, pushing him all the way down. But just Table immediately back in, immediately just trying to snuff this Lollipop out. If we do see Prince lose here, I imagine he's gonna put away the Lollipop just because of how frustrating a Chakram is to play against this Lollipop. It's just a massive hassle. Nice grab from Prince, managing to secure a good opening play, putting himself in a place where he can safely get out of the Hot Pocket to prevent Prince from getting that just deadly game he had before. But, I mean, a good freeze, a nice grab, out comes the rush. Prince does have a counter rush to respond, but 330 damage. Prince is already below half health. He's stuck in the Hot Pocket. He needs to use this rush to break free, but this Actress Aura is just so scary, so intimidating, that Prince unfortunately misses out on his rush opportunity. MrTable might be running away with this. The tables might be turned on the situation. Out comes the disarm. Table trying to lock down that corner. He's got another rush ready. Thought that was going to be a successful bait, but Lollipop's long dash is going to be to her detriment. MrTable claiming the victory here. Alright, so I got the notes here. It took a while for changes to start happening to the Chakram, and it started with actually a buff. And I remember clearly now. The buff broke the game. Chakram started with a buff, and everything just evolved into Chakram because of that. But after that buff, every patch from then on, they were consistently nerfing it and trying to bring it down as much as possible. And every single time, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nerfs over the history of ARMS, which might not be as much compared to a lot of other games, but when we're talking about, like, a game like ARMS, this is quite a bit. Every time people would cry that the ARM is doomed, is garbage, no longer reliable, you can't make it work. And then like 2 weeks, a month later, guess what was meta again? That's right, it was the Chakram. Nice grab from Pr1nc3, managing to push Table out of the way, give himself a little bit more breathing room. But Table's still in the lead. He's still got that control, and this Lollipop is getting more and more difficult to make work against this Chakram, as Pr1nc3 is on the back heel here, struggling to keep up with the Chilla Chakram pressure. Table just needs a strong rush. That's a weakened shield. He could just burn through that. These players hold on to their rushes too much. That is a shield breaking rush that he could have had, and instead he is now on the back heel. He might lose this. He does see that window off of the whiffed roaster, and he is going to be able to secure the point, but it got a lot closer than it could have been. That said, this does work well, because he did successfully get rid of Pr1nc3's rush because Pr1nc3 threw his out now. So this technically is a better situation. But it's one of those places where I'm just like, just go for the KO. Just go for it. And they're like, no, I want to hold on to this. Solid amount of control, solid amount of pressure, but Pr1nc3 is managing to hold his own much better this round. Getting some much better reads, much better catches, as he is holding on to a about 40% health lead here, and looking to try to hold on to it as best as he can. A hearty amount of damage from a Chakram grab combo. Most of this damage off of Pr1nc3 is from 2 Chakram to grab combos. That's just how scary that combo really is. If Table gets another Chakram, he could actually rush into in a combo, and I think that leaves Pr1nc3 essentially magic pixels. We're gonna go for the grab. We've got a weakened shield. It is going to recover in that time, but that is going to be a block. It's not going to be enough to save Pr1nc3. It is! But he jumps into the Chakram, and that's Table with another point. Table. That honestly sounded like Twintel just said Table. Oh my goodness. just you have your cup of tea, you just sip it, you go, Table. That's absolutely delightful. I'm very tickled by this suspicion. Pr1nc3 switching away from Lollipop, definitely a good call. I'm curious why he chose Dr. Quail of all characters. I know Dr. Quail's the busted character. He definitely has a capable Dr. Quail. We saw how good it is against Astro. But I know Pr1nc3 is kind of his go-to. It must be a situation where these two have played enough that he just knows that it's not the right thing. I suspect that he's found that Lollipop works better against Table's Twintel, but this is just one of those days that Table is just like, nah, I ain't having that. I'm here to win. And he throws out this rush. It is going to be cleanly blocked. Pr1nc3 ready with a rush of his own. We've got a weakened shield. Table trying to bait. He is going to have his shield broken if he can't back away. He takes 85 damage as a result. Trying to go in for a cheeky grab. Table is on the health disadvantage. Cannot take too much more, but he should be able to survive anything but a charged nade. Pr1nc3 still sitting just above 25%, but there's a lot of things that can take him out. A rush will not be one of those things, but it sets him into a pretty dicey situation. Now any charged hit, any uncharged hit will take him out. Pr1nc3 caught in the flurry of chaos and gets knocked down. This is going to be Table's match is set to win here. If he wins this, he is going to be moving on to the lower finals battle as he successfully blocks off a double nade barrage. This is the loadout that all Twintels fear. Double nade. It's so much explosion chaos. It's so scary and overwhelming. You can box it down pretty easily, but it's just so much pressure, so much damage that you just don't want to deal with it. What better solution? Freeze your opponent, takes away their charge. It's pretty fast, has enough homing and kind of follow through. The double or the Chilla just makes things work, and we don't even need to talk about the chocolate. We talked about it enough. Prince does get the KO here, but I feel like this is a situation where that's what Table wanted, because he's got the rush now, and he can utilize it to kind of scare Prince into a bit of a back corner, lock him into place. As Prince is desperately building up his rush, he is going to be able to at an exceptionally high speed. Dr. Coil is one of the best rush farmers in this game, so that plan might not have worked too well. We do try to outbox, but the double nades came out sooner, and Table loses out on a very critical exchange. Prince knocking Table into critical health. There is nothing he can survive at this point. Aside from a stray explosion, he might be able to survive one more, but everything else will take him out. We get the freeze. He tries to go in for the catch. We get the grab, even with the fear of that rush being present. That is a weakened shield. He could have closed things out right there if he just pressed the rush button. This is going to be a safe block. It might break. It does break. Prince does secure a set point, keeping him in the competition. He still is here. He still is swinging. He's still fighting. And that is 1-2 in favor of Table still. As now Table, like, not only does Table have 2 more stages to pick, Prince has to win on both of them. And the choice that we've gone to is Via, which is... I know there's some coils that enjoy it, but you have to be very unhinged. You have to be one of them wild folks to really want to be coil in this stage. It is so difficult to be able to play here because coil benefits so much from those long sweeping movements. You just do not get to land them nearly as much. You don't get to play as Dr. Coil as effectively on this stage. That said, there is the brilliant opportunity that if you get advantage, just like with every other character, you just bombard them when you have double nade. You just blow them up to Kentucky. And there's nothing they can do about it. Out comes the knockdown. It is Table's chance to try to turn the tide. He is trying to outbox, but he gets grabbed as his chakram whiffs. Dr. Coil does Dr. Coil again. You hit Coil and she just automatically goes down, and all of a sudden your aim is off, and then she just gets a free grab because she's Dr. Coil. We love this character so much. She's a very balanced character that you can't... That's just like built in a way that makes her really hard to fix. 310 damage sets Prince in the lead, trying to lock Table back in the corner, but it's not working out as well this time. He finally does find a hit, keeping this pressure going. Table is struggling to find a way out as he is viciously farming up a rush. Final hit for Table, rush ready on Prince's side. He thought he saw a chance, not even going to be able to get the shield break in this situation, but he does get a trade, and when he had all the health and Table didn't, that is going to be a game win for him. Bringing the score to 2 apiece. He needs that one more victory to be able to claim this, and he's now in position to do so. Just needs one more victory to be able to solve this whole problem. To solve this whole challenge, he just needs that one more win. And our next stage is going to be the one stage that was working for Table before the coil swap. Sparring ring. He wants to take us back here. Buster Beach was also another stage that worked out well, but I mean, it's really good for Dr. Coil. I mean, every stage is good for Dr. Coil. Let's be real. Table managing to secure a Chakram stun to grab combo. That is not easy to do against Dr. Coil. Gets a nice quarter of Prince's health taken away in exchange. Giving him a lot of control on this battle. But that doesn't mean that this thing is over, as there are still 50,000 more nades coming flying through. Blazing hot and bursting with energy. In comes a rush counterplay. Beatty calling out that Prince is gonna press the rush and managing to capitalize on that opportunity, getting a huge amount of damage. Prince trying to get some more damage, just trying to burn through and build another rush in time. Table too eager to get the punish. He's getting pummeled down by these triple punches. We've got Prince ready with the rush. It could potentially break the shield. It could just break Table in the face, and it does! Rush farming is the meta in this game when you play Dr. Coil. I mean, it is when you play any character, but we get a freeze. What are we gonna get off of that? We're gonna get a meaty grab. Another 160 damage. The big thing about this is it's really hard for Table to land damage compared to Prince. But the arms that Table, the arms that Table has are very, like, when he gets the catches, they pay off huge. The problem is it's hard to respond to, oh dear, all of the explosions happening in your face. It is so hard to deal with them, and eventually you just get exhausted. And if I had to guess anything on to what happened here, Prince got tired. He got tired. Can't blame him. And with that, Prince will be claiming the 3-2 against MrTable with a full reverse sweep. Who'd have imagined that Dr. Coil could do that? Prince is a phenomenal player. I am not saying he's not. But who could have predicted the Dr. Coil sweep?